Building custom clear taillights. That's what we're doing today. Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. As always, that is appreciated. So as you saw on my Q50, those were custom clear taillights that we built. Done this 3 times now, to my 350, to the Q50, and now we're gonna do another set for his 370. Also, side note, Jonathan's finally filming again. So that's good to see. So we've done this approach, I think we did it 2 separate ways with both taillights, like we adjusted our methods a little bit, and this time we're gonna try adjusting it even more. So since we did the set for my QMIZ, a handful of people have tried the method that we use, tried a couple different things. So I'm actually gonna take some stuff that some of them suggested and try that with the methods that we've used to see if we can make these look even cleaner than before. So beforehand, we were just breaking the lens, chopping it up, taking it completely off, and then just building the lens from scratch based around that. And in case you have not watched the other videos, this is what we are using to build the clear taillights. It is just a clear piece of acrylic that we are going to mold into the shape of a taillight.
Make sure you get the thinnest piece too. This is a 0.8 inch thick one.
Last time a lot of people were asking what sizes. There's the brand, there's the dimensions.
Just because when you get the thinner one, it's easier to mold and work with. If you get the thicker one, it's gonna crack.
But basically with the other ones we did, we cut these open, we broke the lenses, and then we used the acrylic to just shape over the top of the light itself without the lens, and just kind of based off the shape on what we needed from there. But a couple of you guys actually suggested like either carefully taking the lens off and then building the mold around the lens itself, or even trying to just build it on the lens before breaking it. So that's what we're gonna try. We're gonna heat this acrylic up really hot, get it to bend around the taillight to try and get the full shape of it, and then from there, once we know we have the shape, what we need, then we'll go ahead and break the taillights. Now, normally when doing this, we would use a heat gun to go ahead and heat up the acrylic to bend it. But based on the method that we're doing, we're actually gonna go a bit extreme and use this propane heater that I have.
Use this torch.
But this propane heater should get hot enough to like really heat up the acrylic to be able to bend it the way that we need it. So we're gonna give this a shot and see if it works. So no idea at all if this is gonna work or not, but what we're trying. Okay, so unfortunately the heater idea did not work as well as we wanted it to. It definitely, made it more pliable, but we need it to be really bendy. And
this just cools off too quick in certain areas, and it doesn't stay hot like for as long as we need it to.
So we're gonna go back to the original method of just using a heat gun and bending it over. Obviously still doing it over his existing taillights to try and just get the exact shape that we need, but just letting you guys know we're switching gears a bit. So it's been a little while since I picked up the camera. These taillights have been a pain more so than the Q. Well, I don't know, one of the lights on the Q50 took us 5 tries after it cracking. But these have been more of a process than I think we thought they would be. But on the final lens part for the 370 lights, so the light has been molded to what we wanted. As you can see, Jonathan just took the Dremel, cut the sides. So now we're just going to separate this, and then at some point take the actual lens and separate that from the tail light. Okay, so the final test of whether or not this looks good or not is actually taking off all this plastic to see if it holds the shape and actually looks like the lens that we wanted it to. Obviously still have to take the light and everything apart, but I just want to show you guys in case at the beginning of this video you were doubting this process. We know what we're doing. A little bit, kinda, but looks good. So these are the dimensions of the ones that we're using. This is what we normally use. Turns out the one we used for the first lenses was a different size, and that's why we were struggling a little bit with it. But with that, that loud noise in the background is this torch that Jonathan is using to heat up the acrylic. Basically, we're trying the method that we used with that didn't work in a much smaller area to try and go ahead and heat it first and then just fully mold it over instead of going piece by piece with the heat gun. is what we have so far. It doesn't look great at all, but again, it's just kind of the way this process goes. It looks like crap until you're finished, and then it looks good. So we're going to keep working away at this. Don't know if we'll finish the lens fully today, but we're going to try, and then from there, on Saturday, more than likely, we'll actually get into cutting the taillights open and starting the rest of this process. So, all right, a couple things. One, we messed up again. We were working on the other lens, and we were like really far, almost done with it, got most of it done, and a big crack ended up occurring right in a vital spot. Obviously, get heated when things break. So Jonathan broke it some more. So we were just tossing around ideas of possible, like, should we continue this because the 370 lights are being such a pain in the ass. And we're just talking about like heating the acrylic up enough, like if we could just heat the entire sheet up just to fully fold it over. So we're thinking of like how to do it and using the torch and just keeping it over the torch, which isn't enough. But we have another torch. We have two other torches. My grill and my oven. So you probably know where this is going, but we're like, all right, screw it. This lens is already kind of messed up because it had a crinkle. Let's just do it, see if it works so that we can know, and then maybe try this method. So we put it over the oven, and immediately it was like pretty pliable, and put it over the lens, and it worked. Super ghetto. Super ghetto. But my oven's not working. The heat guns are taking too long. The torch is taking too long. So this is a method that we're... Again, it's crazy because we did my 350 taillights. We did my Q50 taillights. And we thought we had it down. We do, but we don't. But like, this is our third time doing basically the same thing. We're still pulling out new tricks, which is always funny to me. Car people are freaking... Inventive's not the right word. I'm trying to think of the...
That's a good word.
There's another word I'm thinking of. But anyways, we figure out what we need to. So we're going to try it again. I'm going to try and get it on film because it's really funny. And I want you guys to see. Just know that sometimes the ghetto way is the right way. Only us, Jonathan. But if it works, it works. Lower on that side. Give me one. I'm positive. Yeah. More heat right here. Right here too, it's not pliable. You want to put it back? Okay. Would you look at that? Somebody look at that. Still doesn't this right here is perfect. Okay, so just like this. And should we let it go? That didn't work, but not for the reasons of just it not working. It didn't work because the acrylic that we have had already folded in on itself on one point, and that area just keeps folding and making wrinkles, and while we're trying to focus on getting those wrinkles out, the other parts are drying too fast, so we can't do what we need to do. On top of that, the stove has the different size burners, so it's not heating the acrylic evenly throughout. So I'll pick this back up once we have some more acrylic and we're working on this again. We did it. Just one of those things, you gotta take your time, work it little by little. We started on this corner here, did the sides up here, focused on the boomerang last. And then for the boomerang, we just cut a relief cut here, and that helped with this immensely. Now we can start the next process, which is breaking the OEM tails and start getting into all that so that we can paint them and then attach these players. Jonathan's been in here cutting, got most of the lens off in one cut pretty good. Now that the lenses are done, it is time to put silicone around the edges to seal it. Jonathan already placed silicone on this one. It's just been sitting here drying. So far, looking pretty good. Again, don't want to give you the full look until they're fully finished. Still have to paint the edges and everything, but on the last stretch here. All right, about a week or so later, we haven't really done anything to the tails. Jonathan had to leave for that day and we've just been busy. But he brought the car back, we took the taillights back off, put a little bit more sealant around them. And right now we just got finished painting them. If you look also, you might notice there are more lenses right now. But it's just because I decided to take off my Q lenses and paint them with the silver spray paint around the edge rather than the black that I had it before. So just gotta let these dry, then we can put it back on his car and they're done. Okay, so we finally got the lights all finished and put on Jonathan's car last night, but I wanted to make sure that we had daylight to go ahead and show you guys fully what they look like. So here are the 370Z clear taillights that we built out of plexiglass. And there you have it. Custom 370Z clear taillights are complete. The 350s were super easy and they were the first ones that we did, so it took us a little bit, but now we can knock those out no problem. The Q50 ones we were worried about, but honestly came out pretty easy. They are not perfect. There are a few imperfections. There is a slight gapping issue on the passenger taillight. The spacing between the trunk and the taillight is just a little different. So we're gonna have to find something to close up that gap. And there's like 2 spots we have to go over with the spray paint again. But other than that, I think they came out really well. They were definitely the most difficult taillights out of the 3 sets that we've done. My 350 ones were pretty easy and they were the very first ones we did. We thought the Q50 ones would be harder, but we got those ones done relatively quick. Just in case you're interested, here's what the Q50 taillights are looking like with the silver spray paint instead of the black. And the 370 ones obviously were doable. It's just you really have to take your time and just do little by little to not, you know, have them crack because of the boomerangs and everything. With that being said, I just want to take this moment really quickly to say thank you guys so much. We have finally hit that 1,000 subscriber mark. I've been doing YouTube now for about 4 or 5 years, and the fact that I finally hit this mark is amazing. Content creation like this is always one of those things that's a bit of a struggle just because, you know, you need money to be able to put out content, but if you're not putting out content, you don't get subscribers. And then you see other people that you're friends with or follow or things like that, you know, pushing and getting all these followers and subscribers, so it's hard. But I just want to take this moment to say thank you so much for every one of you guys that are following me and my journey with my cars, my family, and my friends. I really enjoy making content so that my family has something to look back on, I have something to look back on, and just it's a way for me to connect with you guys. So again, I just wanted to say thank you. But back to the taillights, feel free to leave a comment down below. Let me know whether you like them or not. If you think they look like crap, go ahead and tell me in the comments. Drop a like as well. If you're not already, please hit the subscribe button. We got some stuff coming for the 350Z. Not major things, but some things that I think will like be a nice little spicy touch to it. And believe it or not, this car was running and idling last night by complete accident, but it happened. So I'm going to try it again while I got some time. And there should hopefully be a 280ZX video coming out soon. So, I hope to see you guys in the next one. Peace out.